Sound is on. I've been having issues with the sound. I mean, it's too. There it goes. Oh, wait. Now it's saying the connection is unstable. Okay. Well, you're going to have to fast forward to this part. Sorry. Nope. Says it's stable from my end. So, anyways, welcome, you guys. This is Pastor Sean once again coming live with a new episode of Death Church Radio podcast, and the Sean C. Stuckey Show on Facebook. And it just hit me. I don't know why I'm not using my wife's computer, the Mac, for going live today, because the video quality on this is pretty bad on my Windows. Oh, well, I'm not starting over. So I'll remember for next time. But anyways, my hair is really messed up too. So yeah, new episode today. I haven't done one of these in a while, but figured why not? Because I have a really good opportunity to tell some new stories about my new job. Hopefully this will be the last one. This is job number 31 for me, and I'm only 32 years old. So, what's that called? A transient, someone who just wanders. Anyways, I tried to walk around today. I did about 5 minutes, and I just walked back in here, and I thought, nope, I can't do it. So I woke up at 9:30 today, which is pretty strange because I've been waking up between 6:30 and 7 recently within the last maybe like 2 months. I mean, I'm not going to bed till like 1:30 now because of my new work schedule, but which is fine. But anyways, did I have a water? Anyways, don't worry. You can fast forward to the part. I'll actually start talking about the stories itself in the 10-minute mark. So just fast forward to 10 if you don't want to watch this part. I probably should have just watched more YouTube videos or maybe tried to go on the walk again to clear my head because I'm just really. Here, let's change hats here. Yep. Okay. Because I know no one wants to watch that stuff. No one is interested in you just talking about random things. No one's interested in that. I don't care. Been on YouTube since 2011. It is 2021. And I only have about 61 subscribers. I promote it, but I don't really care that much. This is just another art form, you know. I have about just as many followers, I guess, on. No, I do. No, I have more followers on my all poetry page where I do those monthly poetry and short story tournaments. But anyways, which reminds me, tomorrow I got to write a new short story to submit to that contest, but a different contest. Anyways, oh man. So give it about like one more minute, then we'll start. Actually got this mug for $2 at the Goodwill downtown. Look at that. $2. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't. Unicat. Hold on. I gotta go feed him. That's everybody's pet. Sorry, guys. There's a couple captains in the morning. Oh, my cat does not like the other neighborhood cats. Made a little bed for one of the black cats out here in the backyard, and my cat did not like that. He was like, he was hissing at him and everything. It's like, dude, I want to tell my cat if he understood English, dude, you have a home. Like these cats don't, just calm down. But I don't know. There's a lot of that at my new job, I guess. Actually, I don't know. Never mind. Yep, pretzels. He ain't having it. He's just going back to bed. He doesn't want to be around the other cats. Anyway, let's start. Oh, come on, buddy. Come on. It is not time to sleep. Anyways, so, oh, well, anyways, let's go ahead and start. Oh, it's stinking. Yeah. All right, so new job. I work at a psych hospital, and it is my new job. I'm going to be officially trained in 2 days, even though I've been there a week now. But I was what they call hands on. I'm not allowed to do that until I get training for it. Um, it is a hospital that has multiple wards. I think there's five. There's five. Yeah, there's 5 wards, and I guard all 5 of them. So there is a pediatric, adolescent, and adult psych ward. There's 5 of them, and then there is one psych area where it's so intense with some of the patients that they are just in rooms by themselves. Just I don't know what floor this is. I think it's the second floor. So obviously, because it's a HIPAA violation, I'm going to give you all fake names of everything. So you know, I cannot release any information. I mean, I don't even know most of the information, but I can't tell you anyone's names, where anyone is at, what is the address of this hospital, and so I can't be telling you guys any of that stuff. So I'm just going to change all the names. But anyways, so like I was saying on floor 2, the psych ward for certain inmates patients are so intense that they have to be in their own rooms 24/7. And it says in big letters next to the door, it says on there, do not open. And then you can see the patient through the plexiglass and whatnot because the patient's just that nuts. So, and there's a floor for them, but they cannot integrate with each other. The rest of them can integrate. So, like the other 4 can integrate with each other. It's still probably not a, I don't know, man. It's probably still not a good idea, but like I don't understand exactly the politics or the rulings behind why these kids or adults are in GE or general population, and then there's the other ones that have to be by themselves 24/7. So, I don't know, maybe it's just because they are just that ridiculously violent. I'm thinking, but I've never done this type of job before, but I feel like this is going to be my career option. This is something um this is something I'm really going to do. Like I'm really going to love working here. Basically just mixing in the last 2 things I've done for work together. Oh, I said the live stream cut off there. Anyways, so Well, I used to be in the medical field, as you guys know, because I've done multiple vlogs on it. Back when I was an anesthesia technician slash OR assistant, but I was more so the anesthesia technician's assistant. So, well, no, I was anesthesia tech past 3:30 p.m. You know, I was lead when they need to shut down the machines and like all that stuff, but they didn't pay me. They hardly paid me any money to do this job, but I'm actually getting paid more money being a security guard here. If don't mean to blackpill any of you people with that, but anyway. So all right, so timestamp 12. So when we'll start the stories. I've now been working here for almost a week, so today's going to be 1 week, and then I'm going in for training, like I already said. Um, so this security job for this hospital is definitely different. It's I've never had a job like this before. This job is it's let's see, how should I put this? This I wouldn't use the word fairly. This job is pretty dangerous, and it's not extremely dangerous, but it's well, yeah. Let's go ahead and use that. Okay. It is extremely dangerous. Um, just yesterday, for my fourth day on the shift, a teenage girl who was being put into what they call the isolation room because she was having a mental episode where the staff had to drag her to the isolation room from general population, and which usually happens like 2 times a day. um Basically, stuff hits the fan every shift. Every time you're there, something happens. So I think that's why I like the energy. It's You always have something to do, and you always like this job is not boring at all. Like literally, there's especially if you're a security guard. I don't know how the heck I'm unarmed too at this kind of job. I don't know how they didn't give me at least a taser gun or something. They said you got your hands and that's it. So so I'll tell you this story from just yesterday. From my first week of training, this girl who they were trying to put these restraints on this girl on the table, she throws, or they were about to get the restraints on. She starts kicking and basically throws off like 6 techs, or like 2 techs and 2 nurses. Her school teacher comes in the room trying to grab her to calm her, like trying to smooth the situation. She gets up and just decks him right in the head 3 times. I was watching the security cam footage because, as a part of being a security guard at a psych ward, when the police get called in, the security is the first one to go assist. It's called an escort. Okay. So, like, I'm learning these new phrases and whatnot. I mean, I'm still memorizing the codes. I do have down a code gray and a code silver. I have those, and a code green. I have those down. Uh, so, and I already knew what a code pink was and a code blue from when I worked at the surgery center. Well, code pink was told to me by a nurse who worked at a hospital, because this is my first time actually working at a hospital, but because I used to work at just a surgery center. It's it's pretty different, but let me put it like this. If you're in the medical field, like really the only difference between a surgery center and a hospital is one doesn't have an ER. That's pretty much the difference. Um, so and the shifts are different. You will have weekends off at a surgery center, and also um, you'll have weekends off, and you're not going to work past max like 9 10 hours a day. At hospitals, you might end up working between 16 to 32 like hours straight. Like, but at a surgery center, you don't have to do that because they have a designated closing time every day. So those are the only two differences. So, like, if you want a normal, regular schedule, like if you're someone with a family, I would suggest if you want to go in the medical field, go to a surgery center for that. But you're going to work really hard. So for pay, that's not that great, um, but it is a career. So sorry, I got a kink in my shoulder. Anyways, go back to the story. Girl comes up and just clocks the school teacher and then hits him two more times. And he's just panicking on the security cam footage. We're watching it with the sheriff, me and the other two guards, the other two security guards that are training me for the week. Well, technically, it was just yesterday and today, but because I've been trained by a couple different guards so far. But, anyways, so escort. But the thing is, the escort doesn't happen. And this whole thing takes about an hour and a half of taking down the report, writing down the report from different people's observations of what happened. So two of the cops had to write down what happened, and that took a while. And then he was calling multiple hospitals and what is that called? Not group homes, but it's like when you don't want to send the kid to the kid prison. I forgot what it's called. Like CES, I don't know, but something like that. And then the funny thing is that he was not able to transfer her. So at least for the time being, not giving any names or anything, just what happened. So there's a good chance I'll be seeing her later today. So, um, prayer, if you believe in God, you believe in Jesus Christ, prayer is, from what I've seen and what I've noticed, that is your ultimate weapon at this job. Just last night, right, got a code gray right before I walked out for the night. There was only like 20 minutes left in the shift. They have a 5-minute grace period. So that reminds me, I have to do the drug test again because my boss, something happened with the drug test or whatever that I did like 2 weeks ago. So he has to do it again. Anyways, which is fine because I only drink alcohol. But anyways, had a margarita last night. But yeah, I really should slow. I mean, well, I'm technically not really drinking that much. It's only about one a day, but anyways, probably should slow down anyways. Just because my body hurts from the gyms. Like we go to the gym a lot in the last 5 weeks, like pretty much 5 to 6 days a week I'm in the gym now. But my wife, but so anyways, so that was just one thing. And then oh yeah, so like what I was saying. So then as I was about basically getting ready to leave, get a code gray on the pediatric side. Now, keep in mind when you're doing patrols, you're going to see. So there's a what's called a nurse charge desk. Okay, that's basically the main desk for that floor, or the nurses station. There's a chief nurse, other RN nurses, and then techs. Okay, and then there's us. So, um, like when I walked in on my first day for learning the areas for patrol, I saw that when we went to the because pediatric is one of the places we have to patrol. And we have to hit those little white widgets, like with the like you have to take the phone and you have to hold it against the wall, and it makes a beeping sound and says, "Okay, you were there." For that shows up in the system. Um, but when I walked through there on my first day, um, there was a child who had to have been like 5 years old, and she was drawing those. You know that show Peppa Pig? You know the Anthony the needle drop guy, Anthony, he did, you know, he reviewed her, I don't know, Peppa Pig's album, but so she was drawing Peppa Pig drawings on, these pieces of paper with these crayons, and she was behind this big plexiglass, like, cube, in that was right next to the charge desk. So that's you know, and then as the girl was drawing, she stopped drawing, and as I was walking past her cube, she was staring at me. And I remember she had a juice box in there too. And she had a hospital gown. She had like these wires coming out of her and stuff. But anyways, so last night there was a code gray, and then as we were walking up, it was the four of us. And as we were walking up, because one of the guys actually got there an hour, maybe like 45 minutes before a shift started, which was really nice. But we all walked up, and there was probably about let's say like maybe a 7 or 8 year old. I'm saying about a 7-year-old girl. And so, if you guys don't know, a code gray in a hospital means combative patient. Code silver means combative patient with weapon. We actually had a code silver yesterday, 2 days ago. But so, also keep in mind, if you're going to do this type of job, you need to get a gym membership, or you need to go join like an MMA gym or a Gracie Jiu Jitsu like dojo. You need to go do something, because one of the patients, if they catch you slipping, it could cost you your health or your life. So, like literally 2 days ago, one of the patients in the adolescent area took up somehow pulled off the door pane on the bottom of one of the doors, and then was beating or trying to beat staff with it, like she was swinging like a baseball bat. So, um, she did get restrained and everything, and then got the injections, but to calm her down. But um, they call it the booty juice at work. But anyways, so yeah, walked in last night. It's about 20 minutes left for my shift. This was at 10:30. No, it's about 10:40 p.m. And there's a girl in pediatric who is screaming her head off, and she's pounding on the glass, like a freaking chimp. So, um, so I can't go hands on until I get this training in 2 days. So I'm just observing what to do, and then I ask questions right after the incident takes place, and then we have to write an incident report. So I'm being trained on how to do like all this stuff, and it's actually not that much. It's actually a lot of this is actually pretty easy to learn. It's the confrontation that people don't like at this kind of job. So, but at the same time, I'm getting paid pretty good money without having a college, just for a guard card. I mean, it would make a lot more sense if I had a weapon, but they don't. My boss told me that the hospital got sued because security used to have taser guns or tasers or something. I don't know exactly what he told me. It was like something like some kind of weapon. And yeah, so anyways, and then something happened, and then the hospital got sued by the patient's parents, and the hospital lost. So, which really, when he was explaining it to me, it didn't make any sense. But because it was completely the fault of the patient. But anyways, so um, whatever, man, they're crazy. But I think I honestly think that some of them aren't crazy. They were just very, very poorly disciplined when they were little kids, and they didn't socially integrate. Like what's his name said? like in that weird period between what 2 to 4 years old. I mean, I'm reading it right now and you know, Beyond Order right here. I'm reading it right now. So I'm actually in the what is that, the Jordan Peterson fan group. And so hold on just a second. You see, I was also taking notes with this one too, right there. I have no, I mean, I mark these books up. It's a weird thing I do. I like to sit there with a pen and just basically what I do with my Bible and just underline and write things and write my opinion on this and these connects to this and whatever. But like Charlie and It's Always Sunny in that episode where he was the janitor or detective or something. I don't know. No, he was the mail carrier. Anyways, so in the Jordan Peterson fan group, I got so many reactions for this response I made saying something about someone asked something about, so what is your favorite part of the new Jordan Peterson book or something like that. And I don't remember what he said. And I said, well, I didn't follow the advice in his last book and I made too many bad decisions and now I can't afford the new book. Well, now I can. I bought it. So, anyways, so I'm pretty sure with some of these kids at the psych ward, I think some of them aren't crazy. They just weren't disciplined. That's the energy and the vibe I'm getting and how I'm looking at how they interact with each other and how they interact with staff. It seems like the parent or parents or foster care just let them do whatever they wanted with some of the staff. Then there's the other half of the staff who genuinely are mentally insane. And there was just nothing the parents could do or foster care or whatever. So they're living there for a reason. So, anyways. The girl is pounding on the door. And what has to happen is you have to rush in if you're security. And from what I'm told, and from what I've seen, you pick a limb and you have to move the patient, no matter how much the patient is struggling and screaming and whatnot, you have to calmly move the patient from, usually the patient's in the corner of the room, hold the patient, put them on the bed. If they still don't calm down, you have to restrain them. You have to tie their arms and legs to the bed. So I've seen that once so far in my first week. It was with a woman though. It was on the adult side. They needed help administering medication, so the injection. But so actually, to be fair for this book, I probably should mention this. To be fair with this book, I actually bought it with the Joe Biden money. So, excuse me, thank you, American taxpayer. It went to good use. But I'm getting paid. My first check I'm getting actually next week. So, anyways, we get paid bi-weekly. But so what you have to do is you have to open the door really fast and wait for the patient to walk away from the door when they're in that moment. They're not screaming and pounding on the glass or kicking the door, because that first day the kid was trying to kick the door down as he was, yelling whatever, I don't know, yelling whatever obscenities and whatnot. And that I remember that one was 11-year-old because someone told me that. One of the techs told me that, but and then he basically put her on the bed. They have to. They say, okay, we're going to turn her or him to his or her side, and then use the injection. So to help calm down the patients. And they told me what the injection consists of. Basically, it's like a form of NyQuil that you're getting. Sometimes the patients need like 4 injections to calm down. Because sometimes, it hasn't happened to me yet, but it's going to. Sometimes they'll give 1 injection. The patient is pretending to be calm. Then, like 20 minutes later, there's another code because the patient is still flipping out. There's too much There's too much like this. The person's just losing it, and they have to keep coming back to keep administering more injections. And then every time you do an injection, you have to write out an incident report. But the incident report only takes like 5 minutes. It's pretty quick. All right. So, anyways, oh, I gotta go to the gym tomorrow. Today's my off day. Is it already 11:30? Oh, man. Well, I don't have to get ready for work until 1:30. Anyways, so that's the job, man. The first day on the job, it was nuts. It was really crazy. I mean, it's kind of like that's what you would expect. But then on Saturday, we didn't have one call the entire shift, like not one time. It was no, I mean Sunday. No, Saturday we had calls. Friday was the worst because Friday, one of the techs came up to me and another one of the security guards during a freak out incident in the teenage unit, and basically gave him a bag. It was like a biohazard, not a biohazard bag, but it kind of looked like a biohazard bag. I forgot what it's called. It's like no, it's an evidence bag, and in the evidence bag, it had a toothbrush in it with the end of it that was sharpened. One of the patients apparently, so we don't know for sure. One of the patients apparently, for days, if not a week or so, was in the shower pretending to bathe while he was taking his toothbrush and he was sharpening it on the floor, like in the corner, I guess, or something like that. He was sharpening it on the floor, and then they found it. Then the patient who made it walked up to the guy who was training me. I was standing like he was to my right, and I'm standing next to him. He comes walking up right here, and he says, "Can I have my shank back?" And I'm thinking to myself, why isn't he being arrested? But I mean, keep in mind, because this is what the sheriff was telling the senior security guard yesterday. He said, I have nowhere to take this girl after yesterday after she committed an assault. Um, he said, I have nowhere to take her, at least not for today. Uh, you guys should have the expectation that the patient should just stay here even if there is an assault, because it's technically a psych ward. That's what the building is. It's a mental hospital. So, anyways, it was basically a whole ordeal or whatever. They were worried she was just going to get bounced around to different, mental facilities, but because I guess she already had come from one or something like that. I don't know, for the exact same reason for assault. So that's I don't know, but so anyways, and then yeah, you got to be at this kind of job. You have to be a prayer warrior. You got like, man, every time I walk in for any situation, I mean, we do get calls for lockouts because all of every single worker there has to have keys. Like everybody has master keys and keys to get in and out. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because we let in like a lot of techs. So I'm thinking maybe it's the nurses that only have keys. I actually don't know, but every single door everywhere in the hospital um, has these special locks. It's like magnetized locks that lock once you close the door, and you can't get in or out without the key. So, anyways, so that that's I have a whole ring of keys. When I walk around do patrols. But anyways, the job is great. I actually love working there. I love how it's very different. It is a very chaotic atmosphere. Obviously, it's a psych ward. It's a loony bin. Of course, it's going to be. You know, so it's very different. It's very interesting. It's a very unique job. I do like the fact that my adrenaline's pumping when I'm at work, and that there's there is the potential for great danger. I mean, the guy who was training me yesterday, he was showing me his wrists and he was showing me his arms. He has puncture wounds like all over his arms and his hands from patients biting him. So biting, he's got cuts on the top of his arms and in different areas. He has scratch marks. So yeah, but this job is to me, it's very rewarding knowing that I think this is why God put me at this job and let me basically get fired from the last one because of the last one I was already planning on leaving anyways. I don't know if I did a hold on, I need my water. I think it's giving me hold on. We're gonna have to situate this thing because my back's starting to hurt. I've been getting lower. I've been getting like sharp lower back pains. Like I mean, but that's expected when you're going to the gym. So, anyways, so let's see where should I put this. Let's timestamp it again for I don't know 40 minutes. Communicat's outside. Anyways, all right. So yeah, go ahead and timestamp it for that. All right. So you know what I can do? I can just edit all this stuff out. I'll just remove it from once this is done with live. I'll just download the video to my computer and I'll just edit out all the extra stuff, make it more watchable. So, I don't have time for that anymore. Excuse me. So, anyways, like I was saying, um, uh, all right, yeah, let's do it like this. So, anyways, it's like I was saying, it's a very interesting job. It's very, I mean, oh wait, hold on, there's a window open. Okay, so oh yeah, I was talking about my last job when I worked for security for the old folks home, and you guys have already seen that because I've made vlogs of me walking around there using the golf cart. Actually, the funny thing was that so we're actually supposed to have a golf cart. We're supposed to be doing wide, what they call that, the exterior patrols. They call it something else at my job, but the exterior patrols at this job, we're supposed to have a golf cart, but because it was on cinder blocks, and the whole thing was gutted for copper and different things like that. They came outside and they literally saw that the golf cart was placed on cinder blocks with no tires on it. Um, anyways, so oh, sorry, I thought there was someone at my door. Anyways, so it's a it is a very interesting it's a very interesting job. Um, I've been feeling pretty good about it. Feeling pretty, you know, I'll just edit this. I don't really feel like talking